Venacrus Incident Report Interview Log, Venacrus 0.1, date August 9th, 2000, location, redacted, summary. An anomalous entity known locally as Venacrus was successfully captured by Delta Squad at redacted. The entity resided in a cave near a remote village. Agent Redacted initially went missing while investigating a surge in local disappearances and rumors of a vampire. 4 days later, Delta Squad was deployed to investigate and recover the missing agent. Interview transcript. Interviewer redacted. Subject Trey, Delta Squad, operative. Interviewer. Interview log Venacrus 01. I am redacted. Interviewing Delta Squad member Trey. Trey, please describe what happened during your mission. Trey. We arrived at the cave near a small village, maybe 60, 100 people tops. As soon as we entered the village, the locals started shouting, "Venacrus, we have guests." They just kept repeating it. Then we heard a screech from the cave. I've never heard anything like it. Interviewer. Can you describe the sound? Trey. It sounded like a choir of bats, screeching in unison. But it echoed in a way that didn't make sense, like it was folding in on itself. It wasn't just sound, it felt wrong, like it didn't belong in this world. Interviewer. What happened after that? Trey. The villagers started smiling, laughing, even dancing. Then Agent Redacted was gone, just gone. Something snatched him straight into the trees. We didn't even hear it move. I've never seen someone disappear that fast. And the screams? Trey becomes hysterical. Subject was sedated for stabilization. Interview resumed 23 minutes later. Interviewer. Trey, are you calm now? Trey. Yes, sir. Sorry for the outburst. Interviewer. It's understandable. After this interview, you'll be scheduled for a Class C memory wipe. Now continue. Trey. After Redacted was taken, we tracked the entity. It moved too fast for our thermal optics, leaping through the trees while still carrying him. We caught glimpses of it drinking his blood. We opened fire, hit it in the arm, but that just made it faster. The interviewer, go on. Trey, Redacted activated his UV lights. I didn't know why at the time, but now I figure he'd done his homework on vampires. It worked, slowed the creature down. Still, it killed Redacted, then Redacted, until only I and one other remained. We managed to subdue it and secure it in containment restraints. Interviewer. The villagers attacked you after that. Trey. Yeah, they went mad, tried to protect the thing. We had no choice. We defended ourselves. We had to kill them. Interviewer. I've read the report. You're not being held accountable. You acted appropriately under threat. Anything else? Trey. No, sir. After the cleanup arrived, I was dismissed and ordered to report here. Interviewer. You're dismissed, Trey. Remain in the observation room until you're cleared for an amnestic procedure. End of log. Venacrus 01. Recommendation, subject Trey to Class C amnestic, reassigned to low-risk reconnaissance or recovery operations. Further interviews with remaining Delta Squad survivor pending. Venacrus 0.2, interview log, Venacrus 02. Subject, Commander Tim, cleaner crew beta interviewer. Redacted, date for redacted. Location, Site 23, debriefing chamber clearance level, 5 and above only. Interviewer. Interview log Venacrus 0.2, I am redacted, speaking with the commander of Cleaner Crew Beta. Tim, if you would. Tim. Of course, sir, when we arrived at the village, most of the villagers were already dead. Some were still alive, others were clinging to life. I put them down. While securing the area, we discovered murals, paintings of the entity the locals worship. One name kept appearing, Venacrus. I strongly believe that's the name of the entity Delta Squad captured. Interviewer. We heard the same. Tell me about the cave. What did you find inside? Tim. The cave, yeah. First thing we noticed was a smell. Death, decay, rot. The kind of stench that hits you in the lungs and stays there. Agent Redacted threw up as soon as she caught the scent. Poor woman. I bet she's sweet. Chuckles. Interviewer. Stay on point. Tim. Right, sorry. When we entered the cave, we found hills, literal hills, made of bodies. Bones scattered across the floor as far as the eye could see. I've never seen that many corpses in one place before. Most of them looked fresh. As we pushed deeper, we ran into more of those things. At first, they looked human, almost too human. That's when we saw Agent Redacted. But he'd changed. Whatever Venacrus is, he'd become one of them. Interviewer. What happened after that? Tim. They attacked us. We neutralized the hostiles, but managed to capture Agent Redacted. You're already aware of that. The deeper we went, the weirder it got. At the very end of the cave, we came across what looked like a ritual site, similar to satanic circles, but ancient, way older, and in the center of it all was a ring made entirely of blood. Just sitting there. Interviewer, what happened to Redacted? Tim, she picked up the object. Her hands were soaked in blood the moment she touched it. Then she vanished. No noise, no light, just gone. Teleported, I think. Or worse. Interviewer, so she's just gone? Where's the anomalous ring now? Tim, we brought it back. I believe it's in Laboratory 1. Interviewer, what do you think happened to her? Tim, no idea, sir, but wherever she is, I don't think she's coming back. Interviewer, thank you. Is that all you have to report? Tim, yes, sir. But what about Redacted? Interviewer, we'll take care of it. Go get some rest. Subject, Dr. Bright. Interviewer, Redacted. Date, Redacted. Location, Site-23, Observation Room C. Status, classified, level 5, access required. Interviewer, interview log Venacrus 0.3. I am speaking with Dr. Bright, lead researcher assigned to the Venacrus entity. Doctor, has Venacrus spoken yet? Dr. Bright, no, sir. All it does is hiss and growl, but I have reason to believe it can understand us. For example, whenever we speak about blood, Venacrus stops whatever it's doing and becomes attentive. When we discussed exposing it to UV light, it immediately recoiled and attempted to hide under the containment bed. Interviewer, so you believe it comprehends human language? Dr. Bright, absolutely. There's clear cognitive response. It doesn't behave like a mindless beast. It reacts with intent. It just refuses to communicate verbally. Interviewer, do you believe Venacrus is capable of speech? Dr. Bright, by all biological and neurological metrics, yes, it should be able to speak. Its vocal cords are developed enough and its brain structure supports higher reasoning. As for why it won't speak, I don't know yet. Interviewer, when you find out, report immediately. Have you learned anything else of note? Dr. Bright, yes. We've discovered that Venacrus can consume and metabolize any type of blood, human or animal. We haven't tested alien or extra-dimensional sources yet. It possesses a regenerative factor that only activates when it has consumed blood. We've attempted to feed it raw meat and even plant matter, but its system violently rejects anything that isn't blood-based. As for physical capabilities, its claws can slice through 4 inches of solid steel. Its bite force is extreme. Its teeth can pierce up to an inch of reinforced steel. We're currently revising containment protocols based on these findings. Interviewer, understood. Maintain regular updates. That will be all for now, Doctor. Interview log, Venacrus 05, subject, Dr. Bright. Interviewer, redacted, date, redacted. Location, Site-23, observation room, C status, classified, level 5, access required. Interviewer, Dr. Bright, this is a follow-up to your last report. You mentioned that Venacrus shows comprehension but refuses to speak. Has that changed? Dr. Bright, we conducted a new communication experiment. We introduced a live subject, Class D personnel, with a laceration to produce a controlled blood scent. The subject was instructed to read simple phrases aloud near Venacrus's enclosure. We monitored for mimicry, response, or vocalization. Interviewer, and Dr. Bright, Venacrus approached the glass slowly, cautiously. It never took its eyes off the Class D. As the subject recited basic phrases, Venacrus began to imitate breathing patterns and lip movements. No sound at first, until the subject said, "Do you understand me?" At that point, Venacrus opened its mouth and released a guttural noise. Not quite a word, but not a random growl either. It was attempting speech. Interviewer, that's new. Did it say anything intelligible? Dr. Bright, one phrase, just one. It whispered, "Feed me." Then it began slamming its head against the reinforced glass. Over and over, the Class D began to panic, which only excited the entity further. We terminated the session and sedated Venacrus before it compromised the chamber. Interviewer, any other vocal attempts since? Dr. Bright, none. It's gone silent again, but now it watches us more. Tracks movement. It sits in the corner like before, but its posture has changed. More upright, more aware. Interviewer, has it exhibited any new anomalous traits? Dr. Bright, yes, Venacrus appears to be learning. We discovered etchings on the chamber walls, symbols that weren't there before, blood symbols. It bit into its own arm to use the blood. The markings don't match any known language, but we forwarded the images to Site 12's linguistics department. Interviewer: Are they active glyphs? Dr. Bright: Uncertain. We're isolating the patterns to check for cognitohazardous or mimetic properties. We've placed the containment chamber under higher visual protocol as a precaution. Interviewer: Understood. Increase containment parameters. Until those glyphs are decoded, treat the cell as cognitohazardous. Anything else, Doctor? Dr. Bright hesitates. Yes, just one more thing. One of the lab assistants swears they heard Venacrus laughing during the night shift. There's no audio evidence, but they've been requesting reassignment ever since. Interviewer: Noted. That will be all for now. Venacrus 0.5 Interview Log. Venacrus 0.5 Subject: Dr. Alina Voss, Senior Ritual Cryptologist, Site 12. Interviewer: Redacted. Date: Redacted. Location: Site 23, Secure Research Briefing Room. Clearance level: Level 5 and above. Interviewer: Interview Log Venacrus 0.5 I am redacted. Speaking with Dr. Alina Voss, who led the ritual decoding team at Site 12. Doctor, you've reviewed the glyphs recovered from the cave and the containment chamber. What can you tell us? Dr. Voss: Quite a lot, actually, though I wish I couldn't. The glyphs are written in an archaic construct that resembles pre-Sumerian proto-script crossed with modified Enochian sigils. Some elements even match carvings recovered from the Herculaneum dig, which predates known Roman timelines by several centuries. Interviewer: You're suggesting these symbols span multiple civilizations? Dr. Voss: No, I'm saying they predate civilization and have been quietly threaded through it. We cross-referenced hundreds of visual records. These glyphs appear across isolated historical incidents involving mass death, blood rituals, and sudden disappearances. In every case, a central glyph appears, the one Venacrus carved first in its cell. Interviewer: What does that glyph mean? Dr. Voss: We believe it translates to return, or possibly reclaim. The exact meaning depends on contextual flow, but both interpretations are troubling. Interviewer: Why? Dr. Voss: Because it implies Venacrus isn't just acting on instinct, it's fulfilling a cycle, one that's been interrupted, and possibly preparing for continuation. Interviewer: You said the glyphs have effects? Dr. Voss: Yes, they're not just decorative. Several of the blood symbols exhibit low-level mimetic fields. Exposure can trigger trance-like states in cognitively vulnerable subjects. We've had to quarantine 2 interns already. One began carving the symbols into her skin. She claimed she needed to remember. Interviewer: Have you identified the purpose of the ritual site? Dr. Voss: Not fully. But based on the geometry and sequence of glyph placement, it resembles a summoning lattice or worse, a transit gate. Meaning, the ring of blood isn't symbolic, it's functional. It was either used to summon Venacrus or to send others to wherever it came from. Interviewer: What's your current recommendation? Dr. Voss: Destroy the glyphs, sanitize all surfaces, reevaluate containment protocols, and assign Class B amnestics to anyone who's viewed the complete glyph sequence. And under no circumstances should Venacrus be allowed to bleed freely again within its chamber. It's not just writing, it's building something. Interviewer: Understood. Anything else? Dr. Voss, and hesitates. Yes, there's one final glyph, very faint, almost erased. We only found it using spectral layering. It roughly translates to "He is only one, others stir." We don't believe Venacrus is alone. Incident report: Venacrus containment breach attempt. Designation: Incident VNC Theta 07. Date: Redacted. Location: Site 23, Sub-Level Containment Wing. Involved personnel: Dr. Shaw, Research, Lieutenant Mercer, Security, Agent Nyla Reyes, Rapid Response, Venacrus, Entity VNC-01, Clearance level, Level 5 Eyes Only, Begin Log. Cam 07 feet, Hallway B4. Dr. Harold Shaw walks briskly toward Containment Cell 03. He bypasses standard retinal access and uses an override key. Security protocol delay is triggered but manually suppressed. The containment cell opens. Lieutenant Mercer, comm. Control, we've got unauthorized access to Cell 03. Repeat, Cell 03, Venacrus. Lock it down, now. Cam 03 feed, containment room. Venacrus is hunched in the corner, unmoving. Blood symbols coat the walls in tight spirals. Doctor, Shaw enters holding a scalpel and a small vial of fresh blood. Dr. Shaw muttering, "Oh, they were wrong. It's not a monster. It's a gate, a key. You're the map. I've seen it." He uncaps the vial and pours the blood into a circle on the floor. Venacrus slowly lifts its head. Its eyes fixate on the doctor, Dr. Shaw. "I offer this freely in return for what I must know." Venacrus moves suddenly and violently. It crosses the containment space in less than a second and pins Shaw to the wall, claws extended, but does not kill him. It sniffs, then slowly retracts its claws. Alarm klaxon begins blaring. Agent Reyes comes. "This is rapid response. Breach in progress. Preparing to enter cell 03. Cam 03 feed." Venacrus steps back into the blood ring. Its body begins to vibrate at an unnatural frequency. Barely visible after-images ripple across its limbs. The blood glyphs on the wall begin glowing faintly. Dr. Shaw, weeping. "It's showing me the stars. No, beneath them." Shaw drops to his knees, laughing and sobbing simultaneously. Glyphs on his arms, self-carved, begin to burn faintly red. Door breach. Agent Reyes enters with 2 security personnel. Agent Reyes. "On the ground, now!" Venacrus lets out a shriek, not of pain, but warning. The glyphs on the wall suddenly blacken and slough off like ash. The ritual is interrupted. Venacrus drops limp to the ground. Feed distortion for 2.4 seconds. Video resumes with Agent Reyes tranquilizing Venacrus. Post-incident summary, filed by Site Overseer Disappearance. Dr. Harold Shaw is currently in medical isolation. He has not spoken a word since the event. EEG activity suggests persistent theta wave looping consistent with dream state memory fixation or long-term psychic contact. Physical examination revealed multiple glyphs carved into Shaw's flesh, patterns identical to those found in the cave. Several were not previously documented. Residual energy readings indicate a near activation of an interdimensional conduit. Had the ritual completed, full breach was likely. Venacrus has since refused to move, speak, or feed. It remains seated within the remnants of its ritual circle. Its eyes remain open, unblinking. Containment revisions enacted post-VNC Theta 07. Blood containment threshold decreased from 10 milliliters to 0.5 milliliters. No personnel with linguistics or ritual background allowed within 30 meters of the chamber without Level D supervision. All visual recordings of glyph formations require mimetic filter overlays. All researchers involved in the decoding team were placed under direct psychological observation. Closing note, encrypted directive. Venacrus is not the destination. It is the map, the threshold. It doesn't want freedom. It wants to go home. And it wants to take us with it. Atlas Foundation, Anomaly Containment File, Anomaly Designation VNC001, Codename Venacrus. Threat Class, Level H, Predatory Cognito-Hazard Potential. Risk Rating, Omega Blood. Containment Status, Contained, Site 23, Sector Black Delta. Physical Description, VNC001, commonly referred to as Venacrus, is a grotesque humanoid predatory entity measuring approximately 1.22 meters, 4 feet in height. It possesses a pale, leathery, hairless hide stretched over a wiry but sinewy frame, with exaggerated muscle striations and prominent vascularity. Its facial structure is bat-like, with elongated ears, sharp angular ridges, and a wide, snarl-locked mouth containing razor-sharp fangs capable of piercing through 1 inch of hardened steel. Venacrus has elongated, ivory-white claws measuring up to 30 centimeters in length, capable of rending 4 inches of industrial-grade steel plating. Venacrus's eyes are dead, cloudy, and soulless, and it emits a low-frequency growl when agitated. Believed to have minor psychological effects on weaker minds, see Addendum VNC01C, Auditory Influence. Despite its small stature, VNC001 possesses strength and speed exceeding known biological limits. It can move at speeds exceeding 60 kilometers per hour in short bursts and exhibits nonlinear reflex patterns when observed on high-speed cameras. Containment protocols. Primary containment of VNC001 is maintained within a subterranean chamber, 8 meters by 8 meters by 8 meters, composed of reinforced Osmium steel alloy located at Site 23, Sector Black Delta. The chamber must be maintained at low light red spectrum conditions, UV-free. 2 Class 4 sedative gas nozzles are to be calibrated and active at all times, set to deploy automatically if VNC-001 breaches its restraint zone. Feeding is to occur twice weekly using type O negative animal or synthetic blood. Human blood is prohibited unless authorized by Level 5 overseer due to reaction intensity. Any attempt at direct contact requires 3-point restraint systems, Class B thermal suppressors, and Class 4 kinetic inhibitors. Venacrus exhibits feral behavior including growling, shrieking, and aggressive posturing, but shows signs of high cognitive function. It does not speak but appears to understand spoken language. See interview log VNC2. Venacrus reacts positively to the mention or presence of blood and negatively to UV light and religious iconography from pre-Akkadian periods. Further research pending. Venacrus cannot digest solid food other than blood. Attempts to feed it meat or plant matter result in violent rejection and extreme agitation. Regenerative properties. When fed regularly, Venacrus demonstrates enhanced regenerative capabilities, including rapid healing of deep lacerations in under 60 seconds, regeneration of severed limbs in under 12 hours, immunity to all known poisons and diseases. Deprivation of blood leads to severe aggression, necrosis of flesh, and increased attempts to escape. Ritual site discovery, Addendum VNC-03. Discovery of the entity's origin was linked to a subterranean cave network beneath Redacted Village containing ritual circle carved in obsidian, blood ring currently stored in Laboratory 1, Site 23, multiple transmuted humanoid entities resembling VNC-001 in lesser forms. Upon contact with the blood ring, Agent Redacted vanished. Status: missing, presumed interdimensionally displaced. Breach attempt log, Addendum VNC-04. On Redacted, Dr. Shaw initiated an unauthorized interaction with Venacrus under the guise of cooperative testing. During this interaction, VNC-001 breached its restraints by feigning dormancy. Dr. Shaw suffered extensive cranial and thoracic trauma and was declared deceased within 13 seconds of breach. Full lockdown was initiated. Venacrus was sedated after 4.2 minutes of pursuit within Sector Black corridors. Notes from Dr. Bright. It listens when we speak of blood. It hides from the light. But most troubling, when it stares, it's not random. It knows things it shouldn't. If it ever speaks, pray it never does. Dr. Jack Bright closing remarks. VNC-001 is to be regarded as hostile, intelligent, and ancient. Containment remains a top priority due to its regenerative capability, interdimensional associations, and potential for mimetic contagion. Do not engage directly. Do not attempt communication. Report all unusual activity immediately.